you're feeling down in the dumps, tired of your health holding you back, look no further than Fire Your MD Now with Dr. Glidden, the radio show that strives to get you in optimal health. Look out, Big Pharma. Someone is looking for the knockout punch. Here's Dr. Glidden.
The FDA clears the first new weight loss pill in 13 years. If you're not afraid, you're just not paying attention. Let me read it to you. They're calling it Arena. Despite only achieving modest weight loss in clinical studies, the drug appeared safe enough to win the FDA's endorsement amid calls from doctors for new weight loss treatments. Now, why are doctors calling for weight loss treatments? Because weight loss is a gigantic epidemic in this country, no pun intended. 30% of American adults are obese. Obesity has risen 30% in kids in the last 20 years. 300,000 people a year walk through death's door because of obesity-related illnesses, and it is growing and getting worse. Again, no pun intended. Now, MDs recognize this as a problem. You'd have to be blind as a bat to not recognize this as a problem. And they're scurrying around for some type of fix for this, and they will never, ever, ever be able to find a fix. Why is that? Because obesity is a deficiency disease. It is not a disease of excess. And obesity has its roots in medical nutrition. And MDs have no training, no experience, no respect, and no appreciation for medical nutrition. So therefore, it is completely impossible for them to help you with weight loss, as is evidenced by the startling statistics of obesity growth in the United States. The MD would have you believe that everybody's getting fat because everybody's lazy and because nobody's paying attention to what the MD says. The MD would have you believe everybody's fat because their stomach's too big. The MD would have you believe that everybody's fat because they even have a stomach in the first place. Let's do a gastric bypass and just remove the stomach, boys. That's a good idea. The FDA would have you then, the doctors would have you believe that you're overweight because you're lazy. Even though a study released by by somebody a couple of months ago, it was actually 2.5 years ago, showed that the United Nations, there it is, I knew I could pull it in, the United Nations showed that it was overeating, not a lack of exercise, that was the cause for obesity. But the MDs are blind to everything holistic. The MDs are blind to everything having to do with medical nutrition. And you should be very afraid when they develop a synthetic pharmaceutical agent designed to overpower and overwhelm and orchestrate your metabolism in one direction, because that's what the drugs do. Drugs, the intention of a drug is the same thing as a communist regime. A communist regime, the intention of the communist regime is to completely control every aspect of society. Everything that you read, everything that you see on the TV, everything that you read in the newspapers, it's all propaganda. It's not the truth, it's propaganda. Everything is controlled. How much money you make, the type of food that you eat, every single thing is controlled by the government because the government believes it is smarter than the peon population. Well, MDs believe the same thing. MDs believe that once you're sick, you're screwed, and your only hope is to go to an MD and have them cut out the offending organ, number one, or number two, deliver a symptom-suppressive synthetic drug into your system, the idea of which is to overwhelm and control and manipulate the built-in metabolism of your body. The FDA says that this new drug acts on a chemical pathway in the brain which is believed to reduce appetite by boosting feelings of fullness. Now, this is, again, like painting over the mold. The reason, so let me line it up for you. And if you're struggling with weight, if you've been to Jenny Craig, if you've been to Weight Watchers, if you've done everything in the world 3 times because you really want to lose weight but you haven't been able to, you need to pay attention to what I'm saying. And I am not lying. Pull over to the side of the road if you're driving a car. Get out a pen and pencil if you're sitting at home, because not even Oprah knows what I'm about to tell you. So here it is. Weight gain is caused by too many calories. That's it. It's got nothing to do with exercise. It's got nothing to do with genetics. It's got nothing to do with pre-existing medical conditions. It's got nothing to do with age. It's got nothing to do with sex. It's got nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with anything having to do with anything other than you're eating too many calories, right? Nobody in the concentration camps of World War II was overweight, right? Nobody in Auschwitz, nobody in Dachau was overweight. I don't care what their pre-existing medical conditions were. And that was a horrible situation. You don't eat, you lose weight. The only thing that makes people eat too many calories is their bodies are nutritionally starved. When your body is nutritionally starved, it forces you to eat. Because guess what? Your body knows that it is nutritionally starved. Why? Because your body has wisdom. Why? Because your body is inhabited by your soul. That part of you that existed before birth and which will persist after death is what's running the entire ship. And since MDs have never dissected the soul out of a human corpse, a human body, since they've never visualized it with any type of X-ray or CT scan, to them it does not exist. To them, consciousness is a function of biochemistry. Let me say that again. Your MD is trained to believe that consciousness and the full array of human emotions is 100% a chemical thing. It's controlled by biochemistry. They don't give any thought at all to the nature of life. Where did we come from? What are we doing here? Where are we going? What happens before birth? What happens after death? What causes the light in your eyes? What causes the light in your dreams? How can people who are born blind have memories of oceans and flowers and houses? How can these things happen? What about man's relationship with the divine? What about man's relationship and woman's relationship to God? What about that? They don't care about that. They don't give a 2 cents hoot for any of that stuff. Even though it's those questions, arguably, which drive our culture forward. The MD wants nothing to do with that because they cannot measure metaphysical stuff. You want a perfect example of a metaphysical phenomenon? And, quite frankly, when somebody says metaphysical, everybody thinks, what was that guy's name? Uri Geller and bending forks and stuff. It's not that arcane. Here's a perfect example of a metaphysical phenomenon. Do you love your mother? Do you love your mother? Well, if you answered yes, which I'm sure everybody did, even if you're a serial killer, you love your mother, I'd like you to prove it. Can you prove it? Prove to me that you love your mother. Go ahead. I'm waiting. I want you to prove to me that you love your mother. You can't do it, can you? No. Because love is a metaphysical phenomenon. Love is a felt sense, and there is no way on God's green earth that you're going to be able to prove that you can love somebody. And even though love is the most powerful force in the universe, MDs believe that it is 100% caused by biochemicals in your brain. That's what it's caused by. The whole human organism was caused by a random conflagration of biochemicals that just happened to happen a gillion, billion, gazillion years ago, and then were hit by a bolt of lightning. You've got to be kidding me. But let's get back to weight loss. The human body has wisdom. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body knows what it needs. Your body knows what it's running out of. So when your nutritional tank is empty, because you've been eating food that is nutritionally deficient your entire life, and because you've been exercising, sweating out what little nutrients you have, your body freaks out, and it makes you eat. in the desperate attempt to fill the nutrient tank up. So what do? You go to Olive Garden, you eat 3,000 calories in a sitting, you wolf that stuff down, and 2 hours later, you're hungry again. What's going on? You go to your doctor desperately. You fall down on your knees. Doc, I'm 200 pounds overweight. I can't stop eating. And he tells you you need to cut your stomach out. He tells you you're a lazy ass. He tells you you need to take some speed. And you buy it, and it doesn't work. And this is why everybody, including Oprah, yo-yos. Because you can force yourself to go on a calorie-restricted diet for 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, maybe. And when you can harness your willpower for 12 weeks, but in that period you're not having fun because your body is starving to death and your cravings are getting worse every day instead of getting better. You think you're going crazy. So after a while, your will just breaks. You break down and you raid the fridge and you gain back in 1 week the 40 pounds that it took you 3 months to lose. And you think there's something wrong with you. The only thing wrong with you is you went to the wrong doctor. When you fill your body's nutritional tank back to the top and stop eating food that's hurting you, causing inflammation and poking holes in your nutritional tank, when you clean your diet up and take a full gamut of essential nutrients into your body, really good recipes of vitamin and mineral and essential fatty acid supplements, supplements that your body can actually absorb, and when you take them appropriate for your body weight, guess what? Your tank gets filled up. So you go to Olive Garden. 3 weeks later, it's the same 3,000 calories on the plate in front of you. You eat 600 of those calories, you're full. You stop, you take the rest home in a doggy bag, and life is good. When you nutrify your body, when you fill your tank up, your cravings disappear. And it is easy to assume a 1,200 to 1,500 calorie a day diet, which is what's required to maintain normal levels of weight. Or you can trust the MD, trust the FDA, and die. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden taking your calls when we come back. 866-582-9933. That's toll free. 866-582-9933. Call me. 866-582-9933.
Despite what medical experts tell you, it's just not possible to get all the nutrients your body needs from food. Minerals are essential for good health, but not all soils contain these nutrients, so they won't be in your food. And Dr. Peter Glidden knows this.
Longevity's organic plant-derived liquid minerals. This mineral supplement, which contains 77 plant-derived organic, certified organic minerals, in a colloidal state, saturated, concentrated just below the saturation index, is unrivaled in the field of medical nutrition, the field of nutrition, period. There's no other company that has a product that even comes close to this, and this is a big deal.
Order your liquid colloidal minerals from Longevity today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
Hi, Doug Dorfler here from Midas Resources Precious Metals. In these trying times, all of us have to be concerned about our financial situations. Every day we hear of problems with our financial institutions and of the European economy. Even the latest CBO report under the Extended Alternatives Fiscal Scenario says the future of the U.S. budget is bleak. Now is the time to weigh your options. Call me, Doug, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 167, and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions and help you add physical precious metals to your holdings. No matter what your financial position is, you need to protect yourself and your family with a portion of your assets in precious metals. Again, call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 167. Again, 1-800-686-2237, extension 167. Thank you and have a great day.
That's the sound of your door being kicked in by an intruder with a single kick. That's the sound of the same door now protected by the Door Sentinel at mysafedoor.com. Go to mysafedoor.com right now and watch the amazing video. At mysafedoor.com, you'll learn how to turn your home into a fortress with the Door Sentinel. 16 kicks later, and the Door Sentinel is still holding strong. mysafedoor.com. That's mysafedoor.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
When I hear about natural disasters and the danger of having no water, I'm not worried. Why? Because I have an Aquapod. Got it from MyPatriotSupply.com. The Aquapod Emergency Water Storage Kit comes with a pump and a huge 65-gallon bladder that easily fits in a standard bathtub, allowing a family of 4 a 14-day supply of safe, fresh water, and at a much lower cost than bottled water. Made in the USA with BPA-free material, the Aquapod keeps water fresh for up to 8 weeks. Just fill from your tub, then pump into jugs or bottles. The Aquapod is only $29.95, and when you buy 2 or more Aquapods at MyPatriotSupply.com, you'll qualify for free shipping. Plus, check out the Survival Seed Vault. With 20 seed varieties, Tadler canning lids, the nation's only customizable long-term storable foods, and much more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Get stress-free shipping on all orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927 or visit MyPatriotSupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence.
Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. This is Fire Your MD Now, and you can check us out 24/7 on the World Wide Web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. Give me a call today. We have lines open. We can talk about anything having to do with medicine. 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. Toll free anywhere in the U.S., 866-582-9933. Now, here's the other thing about weight loss or weight gain, obesity, that the MDs have gotten completely backwards. They are on the warpath here to do something about obesity, not because obesity is harmful to people, but because there are illnesses that are related to obesity, things like high blood pressure and heart disease and arthritis, right, and these things. But the MD believes that it is the person's weight that is somehow magically making them have arthritis. It is the person's weight that is magically somehow making them have type 2 diabetes. It is the person's weight that is magically somehow making them have high blood pressure. And it's not. They have gotten that one completely backwards too. Obesity, heart disease, high blood pressure, arthritis, and type 2 diabetes are all arms of the same octopus. They are different arms of the same octopus. And that octopus is chronic nutrient deficiencies. The only thing that makes people eat too many calories is their bodies are nutritionally deficient. If your body is so nutritionally deficient that you are overeating, then 5 will get you 10, that your body is so nutritionally deficient that your heart is going to start to be affected negatively, your blood pressure is going to start to be affected negatively, your joints are going to start to be affected negatively because they don't have the nutrients that they need to maintain their function. So once again, the MDs have thrown the baby out with the bathwater. They've gotten it completely backwards. They're scurrying around like roaches in a kitchen in the dark, trying to figure out a solution to something that they are incapable of fixing. You know what an MD is like? An MD is like in relationship to a chronic disease. An MD in relationship to a chronic disease is like a person who's in a completely black room looking for a black cat that's not there. They will never, ever find it. They haven't been able to find a solution for high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, obesity for 150, 200, 300 years. You think they're going to magically pull it out of their hat now? No, they will not, because they are colorblind. They cannot see the real thing that's going on here, because the real thing is a holistic system, a system that is nutritionally deprived, that's breaking down. And you will never, ever, ever be able to fix a nutrient deficiency disease with a drug or with surgery. And that's why they fail. That's why we get sick. And that's why the best thing that you can do is fire your MD now. We're going to go right to the phones. Gene from Oregon is calling. Gene, you're live with Dr. Glidden. Thanks for the call. How can I help you?
Well, thank you. And I'm calling to ask about MS. I've been fighting this for about 8.5 years. I've gotten it stopped pretty much, but I cannot get rid of the symptoms.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you also have a little dizziness going on also?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease, from our point of view, are all caused by oxidative damage to different parts of the brain and central nervous system. It's the same process. It's just showing up in different parts of your brain or central nervous system. And of course, you know, if there's oxidative damage to this part of your brain, then you're going to get Parkinson's. If there's oxidative damage to this part of your brain, you're going to get multiple sclerosis. If there's oxidative damage to this part of the brain, it's going to be Lou Gehrig's or whatever. So from our point of view, the root cause of multiple sclerosis is oxidative damage to the central nervous system. Oxidative damage to the central nervous system is caused by free radicals. Free radicals are everywhere all the time, especially if you're living in an urban environment. You breathe in secondhand smoke, you breathe in carbon monoxide, you breathe in petrochemical fumes, you breathe in the lawnmower fumes from the guy mowing his lawn next to you, you eat lettuce that's got pesticides on it. And as those chemicals go in your body, when your liver detoxifies them, free radicals are created. There's also methods of entry into the body through food that also create free radicals. I'll tell you about that when we come back on the other side of the break, and I'll tell you how to fix it. Or better than that, what we recommend to support and promote the health of the central nervous system. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. This is
So you don't want to carry a gun, but you do want to ensure your personal safety. Then empower yourself legally with self-defense products from StunGunMikes.com. Stun guns come in more shapes than just what you see on TV. Now you can get a powerful mini stun gun that fits in the palm of your hand, a stun baton, or a cell phone or lipstick stun gun. StunGunMikes.com also carries real spy gear like bug and metal detectors and discreet car and home security cameras that hide in almost any type of everyday object, from alarm clocks to pens. Now you can see how your babysitter really treats your children. Go to StunGunMikes.com, spelled just like it sounds, StunGunMikes.com. Buy real spy gear from StunGunMikes.com, just like the exact same spy gear sold to the government, military, corporate security, law enforcement, and private detectives. Empower yourself with self-defense products now from StunGunMikes.com.
You've been lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. My name is Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my Inc. magazine best-selling book, Safe Money Millionaire, because more Americans than ever are worried about having enough money in retirement, frustrated with losses in their 401ks or mutual funds, and upset about skyrocketing government debt and being ravaged by taxes. The Wall Street casino has recently had all the previous gains of 2012 wiped out, and after losing 35% of my money when the market crashed several years ago, I said enough. Since then, I discovered an IRS-approved way to safely grow my money 12 to even 17%, cut taxes dramatically, but also have my money protected when the next crash comes. Call 888-885-8820 to get a free copy of my new book, Safe Money Millionaire, where I share this powerful tool that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to safely grow their wealth. Call 888-885-8820. Get your free book right now at 888-885-8820.
Love gardening but don't love seeing your hard work destroyed by wildlife? Then use the #1 most effective deer and rabbit repellent you can buy, Plant Skid. Plant Skid repellent protects gardens, trees, and landscaping by emitting an odor that browsing animals associate with predators. So animals avoid plants before they nibble, not after. Plant Skid is made in the U.S. from non-toxic, 100% organic, environment, and pet-friendly ingredients. Other repellents wash off in the rain. Not Plant Skid. It's guaranteed to outlast all other repellents. Plant Skid was the first animal repellent to be OMRI listed organic and now comes in liquid spray, powder concentrate, or easy-to-use granular. Just sprinkle around your garden. For proven protection from deer, rabbits, squirrels, and other small rodents, use Plant Skid. Member tested and recommended by the National Home Gardening Club. Find a dealer near you at plantskid.com. That's plantskydd.com. Ask about our new vole repellent when you call 800-252-6051. That's 800-252-6051. Plant Skid, proven plant protection, guaranteed, or your money back.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
Attention business owners and individuals who owe the IRS. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? You need aggressive representation. Call Certified Tax now and speak to one of our tax attorneys, enrolled agents, or tax professionals who specialize in tax liens, back taxes, tax debt, wage garnishment, and collections. We won't waste your time. Instead, we'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. And you can become a client right now. We've settled millions of dollars in tax issues for a fraction of the cost. Find the peace of mind knowing the IRS will not be knocking at your door. Protect your home, business, and family today. We know the tax laws, and we act fast. Call today for your free, no-obligation consultation. 1-800-685-9751. Remember, we'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. That's guaranteed. Call Certified Tax at 800-685-9751. That's 800-685-9751. Again, 800-685-9751.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking to Gene in Oregon about multiple sclerosis and vertigo. Gene, are you still with me? Okay, Gene. Gene's probably off. I'm going to tell you all about this, Gene. From our point of view, multiple sclerosis is caused by oxidative damage to the central nervous system. Oxidative damage to the central nervous system is caused by free radicals. Free radicals are the result of your body's detoxifying things like carbon monoxide and secondhand cigarette smoke and pesticides and chemicals that are in the air, the water, and the food. Free radicals are also generated when you eat fried food, oil in a bottle, well-done red meat, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and the skins of baked potatoes, yams, and sweet potatoes. So just by eating food that you would normally think is good and healthy for you, you're loading your body with free radicals. Now, your body, and free radicals, by the way, destroy tissue. And they destroy tissue by sticking to it. And most of the time, free radicals are singlet oxygen atoms. They're called oxygen radicals, right? And when you get enough of those sticking to something, whatever they stick to becomes oxidized. And when something becomes oxidized, it becomes destroyed. So when you get enough free radicals sticking to a certain part of your brain or central nervous system, that part of your brain or central nervous system becomes damaged, inflamed, and eventually destroyed. Now, the body has a built-in mechanism to handle this. The mechanism is called antioxidants, and that's where the term came from. Vitamin C is the most famous antioxidant, but it's not the most effective antioxidant. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals before they stick to things and cause oxidative damage. So you could visualize an antioxidant as like a vacuum cleaner running through your blood, sucking up the free radicals before they can harm you. The body's most potent antioxidant is a molecule called glutathione. Glutathione. G-L-U-T like Thomas, A-T-H-I-O-N-A. Glutathione. Glutathione neutralizes free radicals, but when glutathione encounters a free radical and neutralizes it, the glutathione is destroyed. Just like when you get a bee, when a bee stings you, the bee dies, right? Well, when there is enough of the trace mineral selenium in your blood, the glutathione binds to a free radical, neutralizes it, and then the selenium recycles the glutathione so it doesn't get lost. So in the presence of the trace mineral selenium, one molecule of glutathione can be used hundreds of times by your body to eliminate 100 times more free radicals. So that's just a good idea. Whenever anybody is battling an illness that has its roots in oxidative damage, it's mandatory that they take selenium as a supplement into their body. Now, I want to finish up about selenium here, and then I'm going to tell you about some other antioxidants that you can do. But selenium is really important, and selenium is most effective therapeutically in the form of a form called selenomethionine. Selenomethionine, and selenomethionine, in order to be metabolized appropriately for your body, has to have enough copper. So if you're going to be supplementing your diet with selenium in the hopes of recycling glutathione and increasing your free radical sucking up ability, then you can't just take selenium. It has to be a particular form of selenium, and there has to be other stuff in it like copper to help it work. And guess what? The Longevity Company has the most advanced selenium recipe on the planet, in my opinion. And my opinion's good in this regard. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I used to work for a vitamin company, by the way, that only sold to physicians. It was a direct-to-physicians only vitamin company. I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to vitamins, the recipe is everything. So the product that Longevity sells is $24 for one bottle, for goodness sake. It's cheaper than dirt because it's made from dirt. That's where selenium comes from, by the way. It comes from the soil. The product's name of the product is Ultimate Selenium. Ultimate Selenium. Now, your MD will tell you that selenium is toxic, but your MD is just plain wrong. Your MD could also tell you that the Earth is flat or that 2 + 2 = 5. In both cases, they would be wrong. Selenium was discovered to be an essential nutrient in 1958, and I remember that because that's the year that I was born. Selenium is an essential nutrient, and if anybody tells you differently, they're just not paying attention. It's academic. So if I was trying to up the ante with my antioxidants by taking a selenium supplement, I would take Longevity's Ultimate Selenium, and I would take 12 a day. I would take 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, and 4 with dinner. That's going to give you 1,200 micrograms. That's going to give you 1 gram and 200 micrograms of selenium a day. And that is just what the doctor ordered to really increase the effectiveness of your body's antioxidant activity. Now, in addition to that, it would be smart and prudent and wise to import into the body antioxidants that can follow the glutathione up and act like the cavalry, right? Act like the reinforcements coming over the hill, Because you've got a problem here, man. The game is afoot. You've got a problem in your central nervous system. We need to bring in the cavalry. We need to bring in the Army, the Marines, the Navy. We need to bring in everybody to help fix this. We're not just going to diddle around here. So what we do is we secure a boatload of antioxidants every day in order to help the glutathione along. Now, antioxidants are measured by something called an ORAC score, O-R-A-C. That's an acronym for oxygen radical absorption capacity. You need the recommendation when you're recovering from an oxidative damage chronic illness, oxidative damage driven chronic illness, is 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. 100,000. Now, when you take the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, which is what I'm going to recommend, one Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, that has a bottle of something called Cell Shield RTQ, and one capsule of Cell Shield is 8,000 ORAC. One capsule of Cell Shield is 8,000 ORAC. It also has a red multivitamin powder called Beyond Tangy Tangerine. 1 or 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine gives you about 6,000 ORAC. So if you're doing 2 scoops twice a day, that's 1,200. And if you're doing 2 Cell Shield RTQs, that's 1,600. That gives you 28,000 ORAC a day. You need to secure about 70,000 ORAC from some other source. Now, you can do that from drinking green tea. Green tea has antioxidant ORAC points in it. You can do that by eating red grapes or drinking red wine. Red wine and red grapes have antioxidant ORAC points in them. Chocolate has ORAC points in them. Cinnamon and curry powder, coffee have ORAC points in them. So do a Google search for ORAC food values and attempt to secure the other 70,000 through food. And if you can't do that or don't want to do that, can't be bothered with that, then just get a longevity product called Triple Treat chocolate. One Triple Treat chocolate has 17,000 ORAC per piece. 17,000 ORAC per piece. So if you ate, I'm doing math here, 5 pieces of chocolate a day. 5 pieces of chocolate a day. Actually, you wouldn't even need to do that because you're going to do more Cell Shield. So here's what I'd recommend you do. 2 Anti-Aging Healthy Start Packs, 3 boxes of chocolate, 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, and clean your diet up. And, educate yourself about the ORAC value of food in the meantime so that you're not cheating yourself. For goodness sake, you switch from bananas to blueberries, you get more ORAC. You switch from coffee to green tea, you get more ORAC. It's that simple. Switch from white wine to red wine, and you get more ORAC. Life is good. And the last thing that we want to do when anybody is suffering with an illness of the central nervous system, and Harvard University backs us up on this one, your diet needs to be 80% fat. Because guess what? Your brain and your nerves are made from cholesterol. They're made from cholesterol. So if you're taking a statin drug, a cholesterol-lowering statin drug, flush it. Because there's no relationship between cholesterol and heart disease. It does not exist. It's unrelated to heart disease. Cholesterol is very important for your brain and central nervous system. It's what they're made from. So we recommend, for MS, 12 eggs a day. And I am not exaggerating. 12 eggs with butter and salt. Chicken skin, throw the chicken away. Rare red meat. Full-fat yogurt. Full-fat milk. Cheese. Cholesterol, and top it off with some whipped cream. You need to be eating food that's high in cholesterol, taking the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Packs, the Triple Treat chocolate that's loaded with antioxidants, and the selenium. And that is a recipe, it's a most excellent recipe to put the skids on oxidative damage and really increase the chances of your body being able to bounce back from chronic oxidative damage driven illness. Okay, so that's my recommendation there. Now about the vertigo, Sometimes the vertigo is related to the illness itself, and sometimes vertigo is a separate and distinct thing. I just put together a really nice video presentation called Tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, because ringing in the ears and vertigo are related, believe it or not. And you can watch that video by purchasing a subscription to my website for $5 a month. $5 a month. You can cancel at any time. I want you to go in and watch the video called Tinnitus. It will walk you right through the metabolic reason that causes this to happen, and which is one of the main causes of vertigo. Basically, what's happening in a nutshell is you have osteoporosis of the skull, and that's what's driving the vertigo. It might have nothing to do with the multiple sclerosis. It might be a completely separate and distinct thing. So in addition to the program that I just outlined, in order to handle that, the recommendation is one capsule of a product called glucogel per 10 pounds of body weight per day. So if you're 150 pounds, you need 15 a day. If you're 210 pounds, you need 21 a day. And you would break those up, 5 capsules 3 times a day or 7 capsules 3 times a day. You need to calculate how many bottles a month you're going to have to buy to reach that number, because Longevity sells the glucogel in 240 or 120 count bottles. So the secret sauce here to help and support and promote your body's recovery from vertigo, to support and promote the health of your skull in this case, it's the glucogel is the secret sauce. But really, you're going to love that video. $5 will get you access to that video and about 25 others that I recorded. Really great information. When we come back, I'm talking to Billy from Kansas City about liver disease. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Fire Your MD Now.
Despite what medical experts tell you, it's just not possible to get all the nutrients your body needs from food. Minerals are essential for good health, but not all soils contain these nutrients, so they won't be in your food. And Dr. Peter Glidden knows this.
Longevity's organic plant-derived liquid minerals. This mineral supplement, which contains 77 plant-derived organic, certified organic minerals, in a colloidal state, saturated, concentrated just below the saturation index, is unrivaled in the field of medical nutrition, the field of nutrition, period. There's no other company that has a product that even comes close to this, and this is a big deal.
Order your liquid colloidal minerals from Longevity today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
The food storage industry leader has done it again. Introducing FDG Clubs and Survival Bucks from the Freeze Dry Guy. For over 39 years, the Freeze Dry Guy has served various government agencies and the private sector with the finest in storable foods and emergency rations. If you've wanted to build emergency food supplies but couldn't afford it, now you can. Go to freezedryguy.com, click on products, and look for the Freeze Dry Guy Clubs to pay as you go. Now you can build food storage without going into debt. Choose from a payment range of $95 to $450 per month. Our clubs work with everyone's budget. Plus, when you join Freeze Dry Guy Clubs, you'll get additional rewards. For example, this month, get 10% back in Survival Bucks on all purchases in the Freeze Dry Guy product line, plus free shipping within the lower 48 states on any order amount. Hurry, go to freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663. That's freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663. The Freeze Dry Guy, the best you can buy. We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 Black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Attention! Information in this 1-minute message could save your life. Don't wait for the next emergency to happen. Act now to be prepared. Now, more than ever, civilians and communities must communicate with family, friends, and neighbors in the event of civil unrest, natural disasters, or other emergencies. That's why there's civildispatch.com. Civildispatch.com is a universal system that can be used for a wide array of urgent notification alerts, weather emergencies, civil unrest, emergency responders, Amber Alerts, school or business closings, any need-to-know situation. Civildispatch.com is an emergency dispatch communication system, allowing anyone to quickly and easily send and instantaneously track emergency email and text alert notifications. Civildispatch.com gives you the power of enterprise alerting without the enterprise cost. Don't find yourself unprepared. Learn more and become a member at civildispatch.com. That's civildispatch.com. Civilian Emergency Dispatch System. Peace through preparedness.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Remember, if you're trying to call and you can't get through, and or you would like assistance in navigating the Longevity website, figuring out how to place an order, figuring out what to get, figuring out the business or the health aspect, give my associates a call. They are friendly, knowledgeable, ready, willing, and able to help. And that number, 24/7, well, actually, it's not 24/7, but that number, 855, my associates all just like their eyes just popped out of their heads. Wow, you got me working 24 hours a day now, Doc. No, I'm not going to do that. 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Toll free. 855-347-3696. We're going to go right to our favorite caller, Billy, who's calling in from St. Louis. Is that right? Kansas City, Billy. How's it going? What's going on?
Kansas City. Hey, sorry, Doc, if I'm blowing up your phone too much. I just can't get enough of this stuff, especially with the results that I'm having. But today, I got a call from a friend saying that the doctor told him he has fatty liver disease and that there's nothing he can do about it. So I thought I'd give you a call.
All right. Well, look, number one, Billy, you can't call too much. I mean, this is what we do. So you can call 1,000 times a day, and that's what we do here. So you're more than welcome, as much as you'd like to chime in here, because we are all about community. We're all about results. We're all about helping people to get her done, right? And you're getting it done. So I'll help you as much as I can. Now, the doctor's right about one thing. There's nothing that the MD can do for fatty liver disease, nothing. So the doctor's right in that regard, but there is a lot that the person can do to support and promote the health of their liver. I'll tell you a story. Dr. Wallach, years ago, was giving a lecture in Boston, and a very wealthy businessman heard Dr. Wallach's lecture and called Dr. Wallach up and said, "Doc, my wife is in the hospital at Harvard. She's had 22, I think, surgeries on her liver. She's dying of liver disease. She had a condition called sclerosing cholangitis, where her liver was shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And she was on a liver transport list, and their husband called her up and said, "Doc, what do I do?" Dr. Wallach, over the phone, said, "All right, we're going to stop eating these foods. We're going to start eating these foods, and I want you to give her all of these nutritional supplements." And so he did, immediately, right? They got nothing to lose. Now, she'd had 20-plus surgeries at Harvard University, and they couldn't help her. She was on the transplant list, for goodness sake. She follows Dr. Wallach's advice. She gets on board with a science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition program, and within 14 days, she's released from the hospital because her liver enzymes had normalized, and within a year her liver had completely grown back and the condition had completely disappeared. So for the icing on the cake, 4 or 5 years later, after the fact, Wallach was in Boston again giving another lecture, and there were a couple of doctors from Harvard University who were that woman's doctors, who had done the surgeries, who were in Dr. Wallach's lecture, and they walked out halfway through. And why is that? You would think that if you were a medical professional, you would run up to the stage, Doc, what did you do? What did we miss? What can we add to our therapeutics? Right? Wrong. That is not how the medical industry works. They did not want to know. Why? Because medicine is a for-profit industry in the United States, number one. Number two, because medical doctors are cowards. They care more about their career than they do for helping their patients. They care more about the status quo and working inside of their treatment guidelines. They don't want to step outside and do anything like fancy schmancy vitamin therapy. They're going to get kicked out of the hospital if they do that. And there ought to be a law, quite frankly. We give these people way too much credit. So what am I going to recommend to support and promote the health of the liver? 1 anti-aging healthy start pack, and 2 bottles of selenium, and 1 bottle of liquid plant minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. That's 1 anti-aging healthy start pack, 2 bottles of ultimate selenium, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And to that program, add 1 bottle of de-stress. 1 bottle of de-stress, and have the person clean their diet up, sit back and get ready for a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, medical nutrition will save your life when all other types of medicine fail. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.
For a long time, you've heard me talk about building your own food supply with eFoods Direct. As a listener, you know why you need to have a supply of the best storable food on the planet. Every day, we document the attempts to take control of our lives. But there's one thing we can all control, your greatest dependency, food. eFoods Direct products are made with only the best ingredients and none of the trash and contaminants like trans fats, GMOs, or MSG. This food is nutrient dense and tastes great. It's simple to make, portable, and has a shelf life of up to 25 years. Now with eFoods Direct, you'll get the most affordable, best tasting food you can buy. And the new products and pricing will blow you away. Compared to other food sources, including home-cooked meals, you can cut your food cost in half. You just can't afford to ignore this. Call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex for specials. Don't let this offer pass you by. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. More of the best for less, guaranteed.
Survival is not about the end of the world. It's not about a hypothetical plane crash or the latest violent storm. Survival is about the satisfaction of knowing you can take care of yourself and your family in any situation, anytime, anywhere. CampingSurvival.com was started in 1956. No, not the .com part, the survival part. CampingSurvival.com has over 17,000 urban, wilderness, and preparedness items. Supreme customer service, very low shipping, and no games. We look around to make sure we have the lowest prices, and CampingSurvival.com is 100% USMC veteran owned. Don't base your survival on the latest spring up on the internet company. Do business with an authority on survival. CampingSurvival.com. Use coupon code GCN at checkout, and CampingSurvival.com will take 5% off your order. CampingSurvival.com. Confidence born of preparation.